Sir, good morning to you out of Phoenix today. You're working to repeal at least part of this bill that would eventually have an impact on the claims that the executives for the companies I just mentioned are making now. Which part of the bill will you fight, sir?
Well, quite frankly, Bill, we'll oppose lots of pieces of this bill. There are lots of things I think that don't work and aren't going to work. But the specific issue you're talking about right now is that when the drug legislation was passed a number of years back in Congress, America did not want those companies that provide a drug benefit to their retirees to stop doing so. And so they offered essentially a credit of 28% to encourage those companies to continue to pay for drugs for their retirees. These are people that are mostly Medicare age. In this case, the Democrats' health care bill repeals that, causing those companies to suffer a huge loss in the numbers you just mentioned. By law, the presidents of the companies aren't just complaining. By law, they're required to file with the Securities and Exchange Commission any adjustment, any dramatic adjustment that they can see in their foreseeable profit and loss picture. They're compelled to do that. And in this case, what they're simply doing is complying with the law, with the regulations of the Securities and Exchange Commission, and disclosing that this new tax on them, or the repeal of this benefit, will cost them the billions of dollars that you've talked about. It could run as high as $14 billion, yet another job killer in this legislation, which I think you'll see Republicans probably get Democrat support to try to repeal unless they remain kind of immune to the idea that taxing companies into the tune of billions of additional dollars isn't a job killer. Okay,
now you said a lot in there. Here's what the White House is saying. What they're going to do is eliminate some of the tax loophole that they call overly generous. It also says these companies are going to save big money. I mean, they're saying $150 billion over 10 years. You buy it?
Well, this is a direct repeal of money that actually flows to senior citizens. I mean, if the White House wants to say that they want to call it a loophole when a company gives its retirees a drug benefit and they want to take that drug benefit away, they're not really taking it away from those companies. They're taking that drug benefit away from that company's senior-most retirees, the people who are retired and getting a drug benefit right now. It's going to hurt people.
Oh. What's the chance of repeal? I mean, you know how difficult this is. I mean, do you honestly think you're going to get some Democratic colleagues to go along with you?
Oh, I think this. You remember a number of years back when Dan Rostenkowski was chased down the street by retirees who were on Medicare or Social Security, and Medicare was going to be taxed additionally, and the retirees got angry and chased him down the street? I think that if these companies are forced to cut off cut off prescription drug benefits to their employees, then I think there are going to be some Democrats chased down the street. Now, does that mean we get support to repeal this? You tell me. I kind of think so.
There's a hearing in 3 weeks in Capitol Hill, one that's getting a lot of attention already. I mean, some of these executives that come before this House hearing are run by Henry Waxman, and he wants to know a lot, and these CEOs are going to come up there and make their argument. We have not heard from these companies yet. And this is going to be a golden opportunity for the American people to watch and listen and hear their case. Go.
Yeah, I think this is an exact example of this administration and this Congress punishing or retaliating against anyone that dares criticize their policy. There was an energy company executive by the name of David Sokol who came in and said cap and trade won't work. And he was immediately admonished in a letter, and his company was, they went after him. The Democrat Congress went after him because he dared to oppose cap and trade. Earlier in the year, one of the large healthcare companies came forward and said what the bill was going to do, and they were going to send a letter, and did, I think, send a first letter to their beneficiaries saying what this bill would do to people who are on their health care plan. Immediately, the Obama administration wanted to punish them and silence them. What Henry Waxman is doing with these hearings is trying to punish these executives, not just for telling the truth, but for complying with the law. The Securities and Exchange Commission law.
Yeah, these hearings will be fascinating. I mentioned.
I think they'll be an embarrassment for Mr. Waxman.
Wow. Okay.
I think they'll be an embarrassment for Mr. Waxman.
There's a prediction there. We'll see what goes down in 3 weeks. John Shadegg, thank you. Home state of Arizona today.
Glad to be with you.
All right, Martha, what's coming up?